So, today's book, The Way of the Superior Man, and this book, I think what is it? Less than 200 pages, and I don't know how David Deida, I hope I said that right, he packs so much information into so many pages, but it feels like every single page has something that you've known your entire life, but you couldn't put into words, and it was something you wanted to ignore, but it's felt so real, and you've always wanted to express that feeling, but you've never been able to put it into words. So how could you express it? If I didn't sell you just with what I just said, like I don't know what to do. But this book is just tremendous because, like, we see the growth of like the red pill guys, and then there's like the guys on the reverse side. Like, then there's this book. This book has everything you need to know about being a man and everything you need to know about being a man in a relationship. And it's literally like, if you read this from front to back, you will put this down and feel like a completely different person, because there's so many things in this book that I literally just like, I read and I'm like, it was dumbfounding, just the amount of times I had to put the book down and just think and just understand and just process what I had just read. And it's very unique when I say that about a book. Like, the only other book I can genuinely say that about is Think and Grow Rich, because I think these two are that thought-provoking. And it's a must-read if you, one, enjoy reading, and two, if you struggle with relationships like the way I do. Like, I'm like the product of every single failed relationship I've had. I'm the product of, what we see on TV, the dysfunctional things that we see in the news, this, and this. And it's only after I read this book where I really got a sense of who I want to be as a person, and who I want to be in a relationship. And it's truly a beautiful feeling knowing you can say something like that and say it with conviction. And two things that I want you to take away from this book, like, even if you don't read this book, like, listen to things I'm about to say because they're very important. One of the main concepts this book talks about is polarity. Polarity is basically, the yin yang, like the give and take. Like, there's always going to be one leader in any relationship, and it doesn't always have to be you, but it has to be a balance. You can't be a leader versus another leader. You can't be somebody that wants to dominate with somebody else that wants to dominate. You need to be passive and active at different times. And it's finding somebody that wants to have the same balance as you that's really going to get a relationship to work. And the author also argues that there's a lot of relationships that start with good polarity, but over time, it just breaks down. And when you get back that polarity, that initial spark is there again. And it's really enlightening. And the other thing I really want to mention is this author does a really good job of, like, explaining the female perspective, explaining what it is that women want out of relationships, explaining it from a sense that you can understand. Like, there are certain things about women I will never understand because I am a man. Like, I don't think the same way that they do. I don't act the same way that they do. Like, I'm 6'6". Like, I've never had to be afraid of anybody in my life. And it's just like, there's a part of that I will never grasp. And the most enlightening thing this author says is basically, like, when your girlfriend, like, yells at you when she says something like, "Oh, you're the worst, you're horrible," like, that's just her being scared in the moment. That's just her saying things because she's emotional. And she's not looking for you to start an argument. She's not looking for you to get enraged. She's not looking for you to, start threatening her or doing this or doing that. Like, what she's looking for you is to smile and, like, embrace that stress, embrace that fear, like, guide her through that. Like, you can't come together in a relationship if you're constantly bickering, if you're constantly arguing. Like, you need to move through these struggles, and you need to be the one that moves her through that. And it's such a beautiful book. And, like, if you want to pick this up, if you like the things I said, like, I don't think I could do this book justice, because it is so deep, it is so enlightening. It really touches on the spiritual aspects of life in a a way that you probably haven't thought of, and even if you're not a very spiritual person, like it will still resonate with you. With that said, I'll put a link in the description. If you're interested in this book, go ahead and pick it up with that link because, small channel, I get a little bit of a commission, but if you don't, it's fine. I want everybody to have the knowledge that's inside this book. But again, if you want to help me out, help out the channel, that'd be much appreciated. Catch you in the next one. Thanks.